The last few months have been hot, then wet, and hot again. But if you're feeling a little confused, you're probably not alone. After all, the Weather Bureau did say we're in El Nino, and El Nino usually means a higher chance of hotter and drier weather in southeastern Australia, and sometimes even drought.
Oh, it certainly surprised me. I've been extremely surprised to see how this season has actually played out. This is not at all what we would have expected.
In September last year, the Bureau of Meteorology declared an El Nino event, pointing to hotter weather, and that, based on history, it is now also more likely that warm and dry conditions will persist over eastern Australia until autumn. September and October turned out to be the driest on record, but by late November, the weather flipped, with floods and thunderstorms in Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia.
It's been unusually wet for an El Nino year.
So what's with all the rain? A couple of things. First, there's something strange going on with the ocean temperatures off the east coast.
At the moment, we have sea surface temperatures that are about 3 degrees above average along the Australian east coast. And that means that there's more moist air in circulation. It's highly likely that climate change is playing a role and that it is making situations like this more likely to occur.
A second factor is what's known as the southern annular mode. It's a belt of westerly winds that blow in the southern hemisphere. It's been in positive mode, which increases the chance of summer rain in southeastern Australia.
It's not typical. Usually during an El Nino, we do expect the southern annular mode to be negative.
The expectation of an El Nino had been building up for most of last year, so naturally some feared another horror bushfire season.
We've just had the hottest year on record. Europe and America and Asia were lighting up like Christmas trees with all their extreme weather. So certainly, basically everyone in Australia was sitting there with bated breath, really concerned about what this summer might bring.
Thankfully, this season hasn't been as bad as Black Summer, no complaints there, but some farmers have felt frustrated by the Bureau's declaration. Livestock producers thought there wouldn't be enough rain, and so sold off cattle and sheep. The Bureau told 7:30 it provided an update in October, pointing to a 50% chance of above average rainfall from December through to February, and the possibility of cyclones, storms and flooding.
With El Nino, it's not a 100% certainty that we'll see hotter and drier conditions. There is a higher probability that we will, but we can't guarantee it 100%. It's just because no two El Ninos are alike.
The Bureau did not get it wrong in September. The Bureau issued the warning that typically during El Nino events, below average rainfall may be experienced in parts of eastern Australia.
So that's El Nino, but it gets slightly more complicated when it comes to the rest of 2024. Some weather modelling suggests El Nino's opposite, La Nina, might be coming back. La Nina usually means a higher chance of rain, but some experts are cautious about the modelling, warning it's too soon to be sure.
It's a bit early to be making any predictions about this.